Okay, good night. Today, I've been getting a couple of emails, people asking me, Fernando, what is inside your Etsy print on demand, course. And I guess the best way for me to explain what's inside is to take you inside, the course and give you a little walkthrough. Now, keep in mind, this course right now is still in beta. We are still adding and even removing some of the sections because as members are taking it, they tell me, Fernando, you know what, this section is probably, needs some more explanation, of this section is probably irrelevant. So I am still adjusting things. Like, for example, right now, somebody sent me a message saying, hey, it would be a good idea if you can tell something about intellectual property. I didn't include that in this course originally, so I'm going to be having to add that at some point, in the next couple of days, a couple of videos on intellectual property, which actually makes sense. We are dealing with print on demand, and Etsy has their own restrictions. I know a couple of friends who have actually lost their accounts for selling Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. So I will be adding a couple of videos on that as well. So that won't be in this walkthrough. I just want you to to see what is inside and why so many people right now that's taking. Right now it's over 50 paying members. The reviews I've been getting so far, other than cost to little things like the sound doesn't sound good and stuff like that, I'm correcting because things may sound good on my screen, but things like that. The reviews are really good so far, so I want to keep them that way. So without me going any longer, I'm going to take you inside, what is this course includes. So because we're in beta, I decided to add this little section that is called announcements. Here I am posting where I am editing and where I'm removing. Like, for example, for some reason, my Facebook group wasn't letting people in because I made the mistake to make it secret. Now that I corrected it, I'm announcing here. So the first thing you go inside the course, the first thing I recommend is going into announcements. You will see if there is something that that it's being fixed. Of course, it's a welcome email. Me thank you for being here. So a little bit of information there. I invite you to the Facebook group, and I invite you to a Discord group. The Facebook group is where I want you to post the long questions that you may have. The Discord group is where I want you to interact with the members. The whole reason of having a Discord group is because I really, want people to build masterminds, and collaborations with other members of the groups that can help you grow your business. I have said it a million times on my other videos. The only reason today I am where I am is because I had collaborations with other people. I'm a firm believer that if you trust another party to help you grow your business, you're gonna do it a lot faster than you are one of those that is only working by themselves. So then we go inside the branding basics. In branding basics, pretty much, we have these 6 sections. We decided it's a niche or non niche. So we wanna, in this video, I'm gonna not teach you, but I want to help you choose if you should go a full niche store, you should go a general store. And I tell you the pros and the cons of going each way, and it's actually a very good practice, in your doing. Remember, even if you have a store today, you can open as many stores as you want in Etsy. It's not a limit. So that could also help you in your next store that you want to launch. So do not think that because you already have a certain store, or because you're in advance, this video is not going to help you. Choosing a domain name, we will go on why I really recommend getting a domain name right now, even if you're launching, setting up your email address. I'll tell you exactly why it's important to have it. It's in a Facebook page, banner and logo, how it should be done, some tips of what you can do with that other than just having a basic image, and other social media where you should be if you have the time. Honestly, I recommend being in other social medias. Setting up your store, that's the second section. We have it's a walkthrough on how to open an Etsy store. And kind of information and profile, I tell you what has to be in each one of them and what is important to fill the information correctly. Then is setting up the settings correctly. A lot of people tend to go and fill the basic information like payments and shipping address and things like that, and they leave everything else blank because it's not mandatory. I tell you why most of those things should be filled and how you should fill them. Then we go to the next section, and keep in mind that every single video I really try hard to keep them under at least under 10 minutes. I learned from my previous, courses that people didn't really like long videos. So I'm trying to be as concise as possible. I think whatever you don't pick on these videos, you can ask me in the groups and I will gladly answer them. So then we go into before the products. Before the products, you have to really understand a couple of things. First, you have to find a good designer. If you don't have a good designer, you have a way to have good designs. That is what is going to make you or break you in any print-on-demand business. You need to have good customer service, and I will tell you what customer service entails on Etsy. It's not just answering the email. It's a whole different process. I know a lot of people dread doing customer service. I mean, this is an email, guys. It's not that difficult, but I'll tell you when. Set up an autoresponder. This is something that I know a lot of Etsy courses don't cover. Probably none actually covers it because actually it's something new. And if you don't know what an autoresponder is, it's pretty much an email system. And I will teach you why we need that. And disputes, claims, and returns. I'll tell you how to handle those and, and why you should. Why sometimes taking the bullet, can actually be beneficial for your business. The next section, we go into available POD integrations. And here, I'm going to take you, this whole section is being revealed. And, we're going to Printful, China, Anti-Launch, Printech, Gogotten, and other integrations. Not all of these have direct integrations, and I will teach you how you can integrate these stores, these businesses into your Shopify store. The whole purpose of having this is that you would have a lot more products than just going to Printful. And these are not all the ones you can actually integrate. There are so many more that I am planned to add here as I am beginning to use them. This is why I can make more sales than my competition, because I do not sell the typical products that everybody else does. That is limited amount of competition, and at the same time, it requires an investment that not a lot of people are willing to do. So it's about you making the right decision of where you want to take your business. The next section is about creating products. We will do some product research, very basic product research, products through integrations, how to push them from the integration, how to keyword, how to work with them, how to create the listing from the integration. Pretty much the integration is going to do it for you, but I will teach you a little bit thing here and there, what you need to fill in there. Creating a product manually, it's like when you want to sell a product from a third-party seller or a drop shipping or from any other thing, or even if it's a manual product, it's something that you have to create a listing from scratch with the pictures, everything. We will do a little example how to do those. And creating bundles. We will go into that. This is a manual process. There's no way from an integration to do bundles, but I will tell you why I do them and why it could be worth your time spent. Do not abuse bundles though. The next section is selling your products. We will talk about setting the right price, Etsy loves discounts, increase order value, and shipping settings. We will talk about that. Actually, I haven't set it up this one. Okay. Lauren Ipsum dollar accident. We're gonna fix those. So pretty much it's about how I find my competition, how I go in and check the competition to see where I should price, why I sometimes price higher than my competition, and why I have an advantage by pricing higher sometimes. Etsy loves discounts. I will tell you what I mean by that. By this, we will do how to increase your order value. Yesterday had a brief, live where I was telling that Etsy doesn't matter how many units you sell. At the end of the day, it matters how much profit you make. And I will teach you about that, whole process and how my mentality works in that case. And then we will go in shipping settings, which in some integrations you don't have to worry about. Thank God. Driving traffic to your store. We will go promote listings, Google Shopping, YouTube videos, and Facebook Messenger bots. Facebook Messenger bots is actually going to be a masterclass that we're going to be having a third-party person, come in and teach it. Actually, this one should be hidden right now, but I just want to show you that what we intend to do. Promoted listings is obviously, it's the AMS of Amazon. It's where you can go. Inside Etsy, where you can run some ads, Google Shopping. It's not Google Ads, but it's internal. It's an integration from Etsy. I will tell you why you should and why you shouldn't do it. It takes a lot more experience than you may think to run Google Shopping ads. And YouTube videos, I will show you what I do in YouTube to drive traffic to my store. This is very dumb videos that drive traffic. Next section, available tools. Of course, we want to talk about, eRank and Marmalade. We will talk about Villa. Everybody knows these ones. Why I use QuickBooks and other tools. There are other tools that are not as relevant as these ones, but I use them and that they bring me great results. A lot of these tools, I've actually talked about them through the course and where I use them. So like A/B testings or customer survey and customer satisfaction, or customer retention, tools that I have that I use integrations for. I talk about them in this section. So as you can see, it's a pretty, complete course. It's something that anyone who has taken, has at least some basic knowledge on how the print-on-demand industry works, should be able to completely execute. Even somebody who has a store already selling on Etsy, I think you can find value used on the increasing cart value and the targeting of the customer and stuff like that. You will find a lot of sections that could completely benefit you. Use the idea of how to add other sources of products other than Printful or Printify, and there's also, I think, not Printech, also I think is what a lot of people use in this community. It will open a whole different world of opportunities for you. Some may cost you, and it's about making the decision, do you want to invest or not? So, I mean, it has content for everybody. Even if you already have a store and you want to open a second store, you're just going to the niche on a niche and going all these other videos should be able to help you decide where to go from there. So as you can see, it's a course that you can literally go through it in a couple of days. Honestly, ideally, it should take you more than a week if you go and execute the videos, before taking the next steps. You should. I always recommend that you start taking the video and then implement, and then implement. That's what I actually have in on order on how I usually launch a store. Honestly, before I even have the product in my store, I like to start creating my social media accounts, because what I want to start is creating, an audience first. So that is something that I talk about here. But anyways, you guys have any questions, just reach me. I will be glad to answer. You can, just send me a message through. You have any questions, let me know. The link is going to be at the bottom of this video. And I hope to see you, in one of our private Facebook groups or Discord very soon. Have a good day.